When I first got involved in Chi Alpha, it was my junior year. I had showed up to the University of Northern Colorado the day before school started. I didn't know anyone, but I had seen Chi Alpha at the University of Idaho, where I was transferring from, and I liked what they were about. And so I checked out whether there was a Chi Alpha at UNC, and sure enough there was. And so I started getting involved with them. And honestly, I was maybe strange in this, but I really committed in my heart to this group before I even connected with them. And to be honest, at that time we didn't really understand how to create that sense of belonging in our small groups and in our Chi Alpha group very well. Some of them did, but the guys with me at that time, we didn't quite have it figured out. And you know, it was months into being part of this group that I started noticing these girls would always talk about having a one-on-one. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, well, it's time where we can just talk about the Lord, and you know, small group leaders pouring into us. And I was like, that sounds great. Why aren't we doing that? And the guys in my life in the ministry weren't really doing that at the time. And so I was talking to them like, why aren't we doing that? And you know, I realized something. Students are looking for that, especially if they have a faith background. That intentional impartation into their life is meaningful, is significant. Like myself, I hungered for that. You know, we were kind of becoming friends, and we were further in that sense of relationship. I was definitely developing some close friendships with certain people in the ministry, but that focused time was so valuable to me. As soon as I heard others doing it, I was like, man, I want that. And that doesn't mean that it has to be a structured thing. You know, it can be something that is more organic. But is it happening? Is there a sense of intentional impartation on your part as a small group leader to pour into their lives? And we're not talking like, oh, I took them to the worship service and the speaker, you know, did a good job and we had a weekly meeting. But I'm talking interpersonally, one-on-one. Are you pouring into them on a regular basis? And if it's happening naturally through regular relational time, then that's fine. But is it focused? Is it directed to them? Is it imparting the kingdom into their life, given their situation and where they're at in their walk with God? You know, I think about the times where I have had the opportunity to really have an impact in people's lives, and most of the time I think that has come through having a one-on-one conversation. I would say the majority of my impact in ministry with people has come from me spending time getting out of my space and my world and theirs as well, and saying, hey, I just want to pour into you. I just want to spend some time with you, and let's really draw you closer to the Lord as a result. So as you're ministering the gospel in your small group, are you spending regular time imparting the kingdom into their life individually? Are you speaking identity and value and the kingdom and its convictions into their situation? And if not, then schedule it. If you're too busy, if they're too busy, schedule something in their life and spend that time. Make sure that they're growing closer to the Lord. As important as it is for them to draw close to you, if at the end of the day they're close to you but not to your God, what good is it in eternity? I want them to draw close to God, and through that we learn how to draw close to one another.